All right, guys, we made it down here to Globe Trailers in Bradenton, Florida, and they've got a customer here that they just picked up a trailer, and they're going to show us how these things stretch because they make all kinds of cool stuff. So we're going to see it in action.
Absolutely, it's a super easy operation. So we've got right here is this push-pull valve. We're going to go ahead and pull it.
So what does that do? It releases the brakes or something? Or?
So what you're actually doing is you're releasing
locks.
the air on the locks.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, so he just pulls forward. So it's not hydraulic, it's just man. Okay.
Correct. So these are. There we go.
Oh, check that out. Wow. Jeez. That is crazy. That's one way you can definitely haul a ton more, well, obviously a lot longer stuff. Just tap it in?
Yep, and go ahead and press it in.
That's all there is to it.
And she's locked. You've got your 2 side inspection holes right there, so you can actually see that you're locked in place.
Okay, yeah. Huh.
And it's just that simple.
Dang.
We do a couple other cool things with those too. We have some air ramps I believe I have on a trailer I can show you.
Okay.
That operate in a similar fashion.
That's awesome. So this thing's got the hydraulic flip on the back too then.
Yep. So you've got all your controls right back here, easy access.
Check that out. So they got more weight, more rubber on the ground.
Got a hydraulic flip and a hydraulic locking pin.
Huh.
Oop.
Y'all see the pin down there that locks? Just locked in place?
Yep.
Wow. Right here, Ryan, look at it. Think you can pick it up by hand? So the cylinder's pushing on it right there? That's cool. Oh yeah, the locking
you're locked
pin,
now.
yep. Wow. Nice.
Got your air control right there.
Oh yeah, huh. The strobes on the back of the trailer. See 'em right there. Nice. That rear axle picks up, so whenever you turn it, it's not dragging and destroying the tread. Oh yeah. That's cool.
This is actually your battery right here for all your lights.
Oh really?
So the way that it's set up is that they'll work when the neck's disconnected. So say you're parked on the side of the road,
To
or it's
load or
late at
unload.
night. Correct. Just gives you that little bit of extra
Okay.
safety, that little extra high visibility.
So we haven't introduced each other. I'm Bruce, obviously.
Bruce, how you doing? My name's Jason.
So cool. We're down here, like I said, in Bradenton at the Globe Trailer Factory, where you guys build them,
Yes.
everything right here. So we're gonna get to tour this today. And hopefully at the end of the tour, see about putting in an order for our own Globe trailer. I have no idea what I'm ordering or what I need to order, but we're gonna figure it out. And this fella, what was this guy's name again?
Wesley.
Wesley, the truck driver, has gave us some insight on what kind of trailer I need for what I'm wanting to do. So, well, there's another one coming by right here. Check that out, Ryan. So is this one that just got finished?
Yes, sir. So this is actually a trailer that's going through a quality control process. You'll see it has a nice brand new look to it. A little filthy, but that's all right. So,
Wow, that's cool.
yep, every trailer that we do, we road test. So I believe he's actually bringing it back from a road test right now.
Now we were just talking about, that's a 50 ton then?
Yes, this is going to be a 50 or a 51 ton. You can always identify that with the Globe trailer by two ways. You'll see there's no brackets on the rear bumper,
Okay.
so it can't take a fourth axle. As well, you'll see on the side of the actual side of the deck there, we've got the shorter, non-full height outriggers.
Oh, okay. Still a nice trailer.
And you'll see, again, you can really highlight it on this trailer. One of the things that we've been really focused on here this past couple of years is ways that we can lighten these trailers up.
Okay.
So if you listen to the rumors about Globe trailers, they'll tell you a couple things. One, they're well-built trailers.
Yep.
The second thing is they're going to tell you that they're heavy.
Yeah.
So you'll see this one has our lightweight base on it. This is becoming standard on all of our
That's
trailers.
like an exoskeleton looking
Exactly.
thing. It looks cool.
Yep. We're full of characters here, so this is the mom that keeps us all on track. Miss Patricia Carter.
I'm Bruce. I'm going to be ordering a trailer from you guys. We're making a YouTube video of the factory and
Oh, great.
the whole process of start to finish of ordering a trailer.
You'll like your
So.
trailer. What size are you getting?
I don't know yet.
We're
I'm learning all
through
this
that,
as I
so.
go. So, yeah, it sounds like a 29-foot deck.
What do you haul?
Probably similar to IP Diamond.
Just kind of farm equipment and small construction stuff.
Oh,
That's what we're going to be doing. So,
great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, figure
Yeah.
out what your needs are, and they can help you get the right trailer.
that's what it looks like. We're going to make. Oh, that's cool. Check that out.
So those are those A-ramps I was telling you about.
That's for the rear of the trailer, right?
Yep.
That's cool.
We'll kind of start back here.
Okay.
So where all of our trailers start is obviously, we talk about specs when we arrive at a final spec, and we'll do that in a bit. But
Okay.
from there, once we get it, we have to actually design every trailer. So every single trailer that we do, we fully 3D model.
Oh, that is
So this is
sick.
Jacob right here. He's actually working on some ramps for our tag trailers. We can actually look at this tag completed out back. But we fully do every single piece of steel is in here. Every single component is in here. The only thing not in the model would be things like a wiring harness and plumbing.
airline, stuff like that.
Yep. But it is, so we know before we're even going to lay a piece of steel, before we even order anything, we know how the trailer's going to look, we know how it's going to go together.
How much metal it's going to use and stuff too?
Correct.
Wow.
Yep, so this is better than an engineering drawing because it's fully in 3D. The guys in the shop completely get the same sort of pictures, photos, and the model that they can use as well, kind of to know how everything goes together.
So this is where the new weight loss program's going on the trailer?
Exactly. So you'll see, when you look at this tag trailer, Jacob here actually did quite a bit of effort in trying to make these trailers lighter. So, we've done things where this was all solid steel before. It now has this cutout, this diamond pattern that runs through it. We completely changed the front of the pintle.
Yeah.
So we used to have a big handle up there. All of this was solid. It allows you greater access to the bolts to move the pintle up and down. On one hand, the other hand, it actually lightens it up quite a bit. This actually, a lot of this right here is this young man's time, effort, and sweat.
Cool.
I think tags were like 400 pounds that we've saved so far.
Really?
So we're just kind of picking and choosing, which tags are a little hard because they're kind of standard and straight.
Yeah, there's not much to
There's
them, yeah.
not much to cut away already.
But it doesn't take away from the strength of it, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, so we use FEA to truly figure out where the forces are on each one of these pieces. So we know that when we do cut those holes out, we can see that, okay, it's going to not impact the structure and the strength of the actual piece.
So when we get our trailer done and ordered, you guys can do it on here and send me a picture of it on this screen?
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, that's neat.
Well, thank you for your time, sir. Our steel's going to come in like you see it right here,
Okay.
flat plate steel, channel, or square tubing. Any of those raw materials are great, but they're definitely not a trailer, right? So when it's flat plate like this, we've got to cut out parts. We've got our plasma table actually right back here. And if you think that's thick,
Yeah, look.
down here on the bottom.
Oh,
is-
yeah,
is
that's
the
like
real
inch and a
thick
half
stuff.
or inch and a
Yep.
quarter? Wow. Better be one heck of a plasma table to cut through
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff.
So the family that owns this business is the Walters, and they purchased this business in 2004. And their family background is actually in plasma tips. A company
really?
called American Torch Tip right up the road. So we always have the latest and greatest in the cutting tips for these plasma tables. So he'll come through and we get the plate laid on the table. It comes through and the computer actually maps out all the different pieces, which will they'll come out looking like this, flat pieces.
Yeah.
Again, ready to go, other than, we're sort of finishing and processing work we've got to do to them.
That's a big vacuum right there.
Oh yeah. So now,
Wow.
everything that comes out of here is going to be flat plate.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of the material, like you see a lot of the components of the trailer, they're formed. So we've got our brake pressing. Follow me this way. Over
Yeah,
here.
the press brake, yeah.
Yep.
That's what, that like a 200-ton press brake or something?
Oh yes.
Something crazy.
Say Juan. Juan is the man. How you doing, Juan?
How you doing?
So he actually comes over here. He gets all of these flat pieces like you see on here. He's got his drawings on the tablet so he can reference them exactly where they need to be bent. He's got all of his measurements and specifications. And he just sits here all day, bangs them out. Some of his great handiwork. Juan is the master.
You got something you can bend for us right quick?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, sweet.
So you just said it's 1/2-inch plate steel right there. So he's gonna bend it like a piece of paper. Like it's nothing. Full 90. Pretty crazy, huh? Saves a lot of time.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna build a kit, which is basically like a bunch of Lego pieces, model car kit, and we're gonna bring them in here and we're gonna start welding together.
So this is kind of like the one you were showing us on.
Yep, so this would be a 3-axle tag. I'm not sure offhand whether it's a 25 or a 30 without looking at it a little bit deeper, but again, you'll see when you look through this bay, you'll notice we've got trailers facing all different directions.
Yeah.
And that is intentional. So again, this is upside down because you never want to be welding up. You never want to be welding flat. You always want to be welding down.
Yeah, of course.
To get good penetration. So we do have to rotate them every single direction to get into all the nooks and crannies.
A lot of welding.
Oh yes. And we get to cheat on the tag trailers because they have a mill rolled beam. But the low boys, like you'll see down here, we have to fabricate the beams even.
Really? Okay, yeah, I see right here.
Yep, and you'll see it with
See
these
the
as well.
beams are fabricated, yeah.
So we do a lot of government production. We do a lot of commercial production. Government stuff is a little bit different. Stuff like this, steel flatbed. Commercially, no one's ever going to use this.
Yeah.
But the military, our government loves them. We build a ton of them for them.
Wow.
Let's keep walking this direction.
That's a really big spread axle there on that thing.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So again, with the military specs, government specs, you never really know what you're going to get.
Okay, yeah.
So sometimes some stuff is a little unusual.
Okay.
This is actually, and you'll see this one's a paver style.
Okay, yep.
So you've got the taper beam running up towards the front. You'll notice cross members on 12 inches. This is going to be an open center trailer. You can tell that because the cross members only go on the outside.
Okay, yeah.
So when we do them as open center, we leave them open and do every 24. So you've got opportunity for storage space, whatever you want to put down there, makes them lighter and they don't need it. Sure.
How hard is it getting these things out once they're built?
They're not real difficult. So what we do is we basically put wheels on them and we wheel them out.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
This is like a standard
Step deck. Yep.
step deck.
Yep. Just military government spec. These guys right here are interesting trailers. These are 40-ton ag trailers going to Canada. They're 10 wide. And then this looks to be, this is a standard, but it's got the lightweight design. I've got a full lightweight trailer I can show you as well.
Wow. So like the bare metal part of the trailer is right here.
Oh yes. So this is the look you get before we do any cleanup on them.
That welder just cranking away. How many spools of wire do y'all go through?
Oh God, a lot. Oh man.
I bet. Good Lord.
Yeah, so this, like I said, this building runs, the first guys get here at 5 in the morning. This building runs to midnight.
They're cranking too.
So this is going to be another one of those ag trailers, a little bit more built.
So in Canada, they can have a 10-foot wide trailer?
They can have 10-foot wide trailers, and it has to do with their frost laws. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure of the specifics. And they're interesting trailers. You'll have a winch that actually comes out of that hole right there.
Okay.
And then the aluminum pull out. Good deal.
Cool.
So down here is where we build all of our beams. And you can see how we do it. We tack it in place, and then we jig them out so that it follows the curve that needs to be designed.
Yeah.
So the camber on each one of these beams is all fully designed by engineering, so no two trailers will have the same one. And so that means, again, they've got to be able to adjust them to be able to get it to that right arch. So when we weld it, everything's in the right spot.
Thick stuff, like 3/4 plate. Wow.
Say the flange, the web, and the bottom flange as well. Every single one of these components is all engineered and
Fully
specific
welded
to the trailer.
There they've arced their welder, getting it going.
A little bit of slag down there.
Yeah.
Not much of a looker. You can see here the step deck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just how it is, you know. It's
Correct.
raw steel. And y'all only do steel trailers, right?
Correct. We don't do anything
No combinations
aluminum.
or nothing?
No combos. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you'll see here we talked about this actually technically out there. So this
Okay.
is what our top deck looks like on a gooseneck. Obviously, it doesn't have the base on it,
Yeah, yeah.
and there'd be wood up here, but lets you see what that top deck actually looks like. Kind of gives you an idea of it, and I think
And you can still put a pony motor in these, or no?
correct. We
Okay.
do a pony motor in them. Typically, we put the pony motor in the neck on these trailers.
Yeah.
I've got to put it in the base.
Okay.
So I can show you kind of positionally where that would be when we have a good gooseneck you can get up into. So this right here, you can see by the shine, this
Yeah.
has been through one of our processes. So there's two processes that every piece of steel goes through before it can go into powder coat. One of them we call clean.
Oh, so you guys powder coat trailers?
We powder coat. It's not wet.
So that's why getting the color matches.
Exactly, it can be
Oh,
interesting. It can
wow.
be very interesting. So in clean station, that's what you hear. We actually go ahead, we grind down all of our hard edges, we
Yep.
grind down all the welds, so you've got a nice, smooth, paintable finish. They also go through and any sort of voids in the weld, any sort of things we may have missed, any holes that are supposed to be there that didn't make it, they
Welding
go
and
ahead
stuff
and
like that.
do all of that stuff right then. And then we head into this cabinet right here. So let's see.
Is this the oven?
This is actually our, this is a steel shot blast cabinet.
Oh, okay. So I used to watch the military channel all the time when they would rebuild tanks,
Yep.
and they would just take that tank and put it in there, and it go into a blast cabinet like you're talking about.
Oh yeah. I don't see.
Don't sound like it's cranking, so we might not
Doesn't-
get hit in the face.
Doesn't sound like it, no.
Oh my goodness, look at the concrete.
Yep, so you can definitely see the steel shot does have its consequences.
Just little itty bitty pieces of steel. Wow.
So we actually bring the trailers in, we'll hang them from the ceiling
Uh-huh.
so that we can actually get inside of every single nook and cranny. And you'll see again how it kind of has that silver look to it. So when a trailer's done, when we've gotten all of the scale off, all the rust off, all the imperfections out, it's actually going to come out a ashen white color.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, almost like sandblasting, basically.
Correct.
but-
It's like sandblasting, but the steel shot is a heck of a lot stronger.
And you can reuse it, right?
Exactly. So we actually sweep it up. You'll see the sweeper right there, and it comes back to our collection back here, which then it pushes all the material inside, and then there's actually a mechanism out here that sorts it out based off of its size. So if it's
Okay.
big enough, it hangs onto it. If it's too small, it considers it trash, and they just swap out the bins.
Wow.
How you doing, buddy?
It's a whole lot of grinding and
Yep. So you'll
needling.
see. Exactly. They're coming through. Anytime there's BBs on there, they're going to knock off the BBs. Again, they're grinding down the welds.
so no one's catching their finger on nothing and stuff like that.
Make sure it's all nice, safe, and smooth. Plus, they look good.
Quality control. It's
Absolutely.
like another fab shop right here.
Yep. So this is final assembly. So we'll get there in a second.
Okay.
Here's our staging area. So
Look at that color right there, though. That is
Exactly.
like really close to my truck, honestly.
you like that flake?
It's not as much flake in it as that, but wow.
Oh yeah.
Boy, that's nice. That's really close. Like, now that I look at it from the side,
Well, if we've done it once, we can do it again. So that would be good if this is a close enough color for you.
is this gonna be a stretch trailer?
Yes,
That's
this
what
is
it
an
looks
extendable trailer. Yes, sir.
I see the big box so the frame slides up in there.
And so you can see it really well from the other side. And you'll see running all down the side, you see the holes for the lights.
Yep, the bigger outriggers and stuff too.
Yep, 55 ton.
Wow, that turned out really smooth and nice.
So you can actually see
Oh yeah.
the box that the
So
beams
remember,
go right
yeah,
into.
when we were out front when I extended the trailer, you can see down in there where the frame slides in and out of it.
Yep.
Wow. That's cool. Oh man, I like that. That's a slick design there.
The one thing about the powder coat,
It sticks. You gotta
Yep.
break it loose.
you got to break it loose.
So just pull that hook out and that's nice. Yeah, we've
So-
got a hydraulic tail right now. It's old, but
I think
that's
this
cool.
looks like a 40 ton 2-axle trailer. You've got the hydraulic lift in the front,
Yep.
and you've got your double function hydraulic in the tail.
Yeah, I see it sitting up there underneath the front of it.
Actually, that is a 3-axle. That's a 50 ton.
So these go to like your rental companies and stuff like that. Buy a lot of
Exactly.
these.
Yep. People that move a lot of smaller pieces of equipment.
Yeah. Neat. These are all waiting for assembly, huh?
Correct. So we can do, you'll see on here, we've got the center chain strips. We can do the center chain strips on the low boys.
Oh, that is cool.
We do the outer chain slots as well.
Now see, I wanted to get make sure I got lights from the deck that shine up,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Trailers come out of sandblast. We've got to get it in the oven same day.
Okay, yep. Yeah, so it doesn't get,
Yep, so that's
Surface
all
rust and
that
stuff.
beautiful hard work we just did doesn't get wasted.
so y'all or spray them in the oven and paint in the oven also.
Yep, so right here, how you guys doing? How you doing? So this first space that we're looking at right here,
Yep.
this is actually our spray booth. So you'll see we've got our guns on the side, they've got respirators and all that fun stuff. Again, we hang the trailers from the ceiling so
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
I
get
see it.
in every single nook and cranny. They attach their grounds to the trailer, so we actually polarize the trailer so the powder coat attracts to it. And then once we've got the coating on it, it comes back here to the oven.
That's a big oven right
Now, if
there.
there's one bill I would not want to see,
The power bill.
the bill for this oven. So the way powder coat works,
Yeah.
every piece of metal has to be at that same temperature. So when you look at a trailer, obviously you've got some real small pieces, you've got some real big pieces.
Yeah. Thick.
Correct. So things like the beams, very large. Things like a D-ring, not so big. So what we actually have to do is we have to cycle the trailer. So we'll make it for a period of time, we bring it out, let it cool a little bit, so that the big pieces will retain the heat, but the small pieces will lose that heat so they don't overbake. So the problem with a powder coat is overbake or underbake, either way is a problem. And that coating won't stick.
Oh wow, feel the heat. Well, people can't feel the heat, but you see it in there.
Yeah.
Well, you maybe can't see it on camera, but
And what you see right here, this is actually the primer. So the primer gets a partial bake before the powder goes on. This right here is the single most important step in protecting that steel, this primer. The powder coat is strong, but the powder coat can flake off. But that primer will never flake off of that metal. You can scratch it, but
Yeah.
it's never gonna flake off. And then, so say you get a scratch on it, right? The really cool property about powder coating is that rust can only ever develop where you get that scratch. It can't go underneath this
Anywhere else.
primer and come up somewhere else.
so they spray it with the color after the primer
Correct.
while it's still hot.
Correct. So it's going to cool down a little bit to get to the right temperature, and they're going to go ahead and spray it with the color. again, we've got the steel wheels on it because you can't put anything plastic, rubber, or otherwise in that oven.
Yeah.
Because it will burn it up.
Holy crap, the heat now that he closed the door.
Yep.
Wow.
Thanks, sir. So, like we were talking about, if you did that top deck, right?
Yep.
So typically, this is where a pony motor sits.
Yeah.
Obviously that conflicts. Can't have the two things in the same place. So typically what we do on those is we actually move the pony motor housing to down here, and your hydraulic tank goes up there because that's fine up and out of the way. And then you've got a little lid that covers it, so it's still protected. It's just down here as opposed to up there.
Y'all just repurpose the air tank and then...
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Nice.
It's 13.5-inch wide.
And they're all Honda engines on these things too?
We use GX 390s for the standard stuff, and we used to be using a Kohler, but we just picked up a Honda as well for the bigger motors as well.
You literally can't kill a Honda.
Nope, that's why we like them.
You almost don't even have to change oil in them.
Yeah, I had a guy who filled it with diesel, ran it till it died, and then all he had to do was drain what was left in there,
oil back in it,
and put, it worked just fine.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've always been curious about those. They just like breaks in the center here.
Yep. So you actually we run. There's the 2 cylinders that mount up front, which allow it to go up and down, and then
there's a lot of metal in this trailer. Wow.
Oh yeah. So what this actually is, this is an ag style, so it'll have the pull-out outriggers.
Okay.
And you'll see here we run the cylinder in the center. Basically, 2 cylinders connected together that extend out the rear axles there. So they actually run on a sled that follows this rail right here.
Yep.
Forward.
Okay, yeah, I see the chrome up there now. Wow.
These are some of the more complicated trailers that we do. These guys in the hydraulic tails.
Oh, the hydraulic. Oh, you mean the hydraulic dub? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a lot of welding.
There's a lot of time that goes into these.
Y'all guys do all of this right here, everything?
Yep.
Wow.
So we bend the metal, and we got to weld it together.
That's insane.
We actually build those tubes. We got right here next to us, we've got a low boy 50-ton. To see again, we've got the trailers in the air. So we actually buy these axles already with the suspension hung onto them.
Okay.
They are built in Tennessee for the axles. AXN is the company. Our suspensions are Cush out of Missouri, Nixon, Missouri. We use name brand web drums, Demco wheel ends.
Can we get disc brakes on these trailers too?
We do have disc brakes. They have a little bit longer lead time on them.
Yeah.
We have disc brakes options. We also have a lightweight hub and drum option as well. So the disc brakes are really cool. A lot of guys that we've done them for, they like them. Just a matter of waiting for them.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's where the industry is going.
Yeah, definitely.
And same thing, we run all of our plumbing, lights and electrical underneath the trailer while it's in the air. Everything goes through a grommet.
Nice.
So all of your wiring harness is protected. This is a Sealco harness made specifically and custom for us at Globe Trailers. There's no splicing, it's all one piece, and it all comes in together.
And lots of homemade tools here for all the jacks and stuff,
Yes.
picking them up off the ground.
So our team is nothing if not creative. We've had enough engineers, they come up with ways to make everything happen. Yep. So you'll see, once we put the wood on, this all Apatong decking. I will do oak decking, white oak decking if you really want. It doesn't save you much money, and you're gonna have to replace it in another 1.5 to 2 years.
So how long does this stuff last on average?
So the Apatong will last you, what I generally tell people is about 2 to 3 oak decks. And it costs about 1.5 times as much as an oak deck.
So they're bringing in for like final adjustments and stuff like that on the tongues. And
Exactly.
I like
That's
the
what
color.
they're doing, they're tweaking.
See how low all the deck is and stuff? Yep. So the rear axles lift on this one?
Yep. So the trailer doesn't have air in it right now, but we do have our lift axle controls right there. This trailer has what's called an automatic dump. So you can tell that because it doesn't have the second lever like we saw on Wesley's trailer. But the auto dump, what that's going to do for you is when you set the parking brakes on the truck, and the trailer, it dumps the air.
Okay.
Now, that is convenient in a lot of applications. The flip side is you may be going to stop for the night, you may be going to stop and get something to eat, or you may be going to stop and get some fuel. And when you do that, you're probably going to go ahead and set the brake.
Yeah.
And what that does is it dumps all of your air. So guys that have been doing it for a while will generally like a manual dump, because a manual dump will hold the air until you need to dump it. But the trade-off is if you aren't as versed with that, you may accidentally leave the air in and you're trying to unload while the trailer's got air in it, which you can't do. So it's a give and take. It's a lot of personal preference one way or another.
A lot of storage space for sure.
Oh yes, so this has our flat plate, diamond plate that runs through it. I can also do this in a smooth plate, same as the wheel covers. I can do them in a smooth plate. Like Hater Made, for example, all his is smooth plate. So that's how they order theirs. But I also have these that V-up and come up. The ones like you saw in Wesley's trailers come up about halfway.
Yeah.
I can also bring them where they came up all the way. Just depends on what you want to do with this space. So as you look down the center of this trailer, you'll notice there's no D-rings. It's just an open center. It's an option for you. We can close it in with wood. We can add you D-rings. We can add just different storage bays, storage boxes. Again, the cool thing about the way that we build these trailers, like you're seeing, every single one of these is hand built. You know, I don't have 20 robots here building these darn things, making them all the same, so we can do exactly what you're looking for.
That's neat. Have you ever made a 2-axle with the third flip?
Yes. So I've done, and typically I can build that one in two ways. I can build it as a 40-ton, which would be 2 fixed axles and a single flip. I build that in a 29-inch well, a 29-foot well rather. I also can build it as a 55-ton with 2 fixed axles and 2 flip axles. Again, same basic premise, a 29-foot well with a 110 neck to stay underneath 53 foot.
Now, like if I'm running something light, I can leave this axle up and still put weight back here.
Yes, exactly.
So the 29-foot well, what is this, like 12 feet or something, or 13?
So what you're looking at here, so the main deck is what we're referring to as by the well. So that's going to be 26 foot on this trailer.
Okay.
So you've got another 3 foot in length over it. We'll take a look at a 30-foot trailer so you can kind of see what that difference in length looks like. Obviously you saw Wesley's, but side by side is tough. Again, same thing. This is going to be a 26-foot well trailer. Standard 51-ton, just like this one, but not quite as cool of a color.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Go see some completed trailers. Probably don't want to open it, but you can kind of see them in there coating it with that blue paint or blue powder. It's cool.
Come when they're either ready to leave or they may be waiting on one part.
Okay.
Don't quite have the storage lot that Ford, Chevrolet, or none of them guys
understandable.
do, but we have no problem filling it.
Real estate's not easy to come by around here either.
No, not
Look at that, all
not.
white.
Yep.
I don't know if I could do an all white trailer.
So the all white is probably one of the best looking colors when they're clean.
Yeah, well, yeah, of
The
course.
problem is you have that when they're clean caveat.
This is a longer.
Yep, so this again, this would be a 30-foot well.
this
So you
is
can
an
actually see side by side here.
This is an extension trailer too,
Yep,
isn't it?
this is an extendable. And the one next to it on the left is going to be a 26-foot well. So you can see the difference those 4 feet make.
Yeah.
It's our candy cane trailer.
Here, cool.
So this is a weird spec for us, but you'll notice this trailer has actually a beaver tail and ramps.
Okay,
So
yeah,
you can
I see
load
that.
these trailers from both sides. That is a pretty common thing that we do. We do a lot of the beaver tail trailers. This one has some unique specifications to it that are a bit less common, but nevertheless.
Yeah, I see
So you
the engine mounted up here.
They've got the big motor on it.
We lowered it this morning to get the water out of it.
Why would they have the bigger engine on it compared to the other ones?
Because with the way our government works is you've got the person that's placing the order and the person that's using the trailer, and you've got
Also, it's a government
so
trailer
much
then.
in between.
Okay.
Yes. So it's got some things like it's got the longer ramps, front flip ramps on it, which is nice.
Yeah.
But again, we don't generally do that on the non-paver trailers because typically you don't need it.
They get bent up and stuff from stuff
Yeah.
that's really heavy.
It's just a little bit of an odd spec.
Well, look at the step deck there. I like that.
Yep. You see
Step
the
deck with
reflection
the-
off of the monster green lowboy.
Oh, wow. So is that one just waiting for the customer to pick it up?
Yes, sir. So this was the gentleman who was supposed to be here this morning.
Oh, okay.
He's a real good guy. I look forward to.
So you've got the
Being able to
hydraulic,
get
the pony motor, but you still have hydraulics on the front of these. Is that
Correct. So every trailer that we do will have your connections up front.
okay?
So we do that as a backup, as a just in case. So if the pony motor has an issue, it goes out on you, you've still got another way to move the trailer.
You also have a lot of these extension trailers, though, don't
We
you?
do. They've become increasingly popular.
Wow.
And if you want to go from using the pony motor to not using the pony motor,
Just a matter of flipping a switch,
there
huh?
we go. Good to go. And so now the fluid won't cycle back to the tank. It'll cycle back to the truck.
I like the green.
Green with envy, baby.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a cool color. This one's got a much bigger flip box on it than you will have seen on Wesley's trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's got the individual wheel covers on the tail as opposed to the single one piece. So his are removable, which is nice.
It all looks pretty new too.
Yes. So we got this beginning of this year. I want to say is when it got delivered.
Them things are so handy. I bet for you guys they're really handy.
Oh gosh, yes.
You don't have to do anything with the hydraulics to hook them up or nothing, do you?
So that fifth wheel
Just
height
up.
adjustment is the savior. And I don't know if we can get any pictures of it, but these actually have disc brakes on them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're
these
pretty
hydro
familiar with
tails.
the disc brake stuff, but
Yeah, you can't really see it. Nope. Yep. Can't see a look of it.
some heavy duty stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Look at the cylinders on that boy.
Couple of tag trailers. So this is actually the trailer. I brought it over here. So this is the trailer we're looking at on the screen.
Okay. Yeah, I see with the cutouts there. It kind of gives it a look too, you know, like
It makes its own little statement.
yeah. 4 axle. What the heck are they hauling this? Like a massive paver or something?
So the 4 axles are a legality issue. So a lot of
okay.
states, when the axle spread is less than a certain amount, will only give you very little weight. So like I've sold a number of these in Michigan. In Michigan, on a 49 spread, which is what a tag trailer is going to have for an axle spread, you're only getting 13,000 pounds an axle.
Yeah.
So by the time you factor in the trailer is going to be one of those, you're getting like
A
26.
few times I've been to Michigan, it's crazy. Those guys will have wheels
Oh,
front
yeah.
to back on the trailer, and it's like, holy crap.
Saying what I don't understand is we've got one government. Why can't they?
Just make
Figure it out.
things.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't
It's-
make any sense. Plenty of axles ready to go under stuff, don't you?
Oh yeah, no shortage of them.
At least you got them. Some places don't have them. Where does this wood even come from for these trailers?
So this is true Indian apatong, East Asian apatong, I should say, not Indian, can't say that. East Asian apatong. We get this from a company called Caillou, is our supplier. And we bring it in literally by the container load. So we get the apatong, we do the white oak like you see here in front of us. You just look at the profile difference
differences, yeah.
in that oak versus that apatong.
So it's not grown here in America, then it comes from overseas somewhere?
Correct. So there's two different types of apatong. There is a Brazilian apatong, and then there's this apatong from East Asia. And this is the better apatong. The apatong from Brazil is not quite as strong. So you typically won't see it on the trailers.
Yeah, it's so smooth too.
Yep.
Compared to your oak, you just get a splinter in your finger immediately.
Well, and that's the thing. So if you look, see if he's done any oak trailers recently. So he hasn't really done any oak trailers. So as he's going along, he has to cut material that's not, doesn't meet our quality standards. And so when he does an oak trailer, this whole thing gets filled up within no time, as opposed to he's done an apatong and he's got like
A few things here and there.
couple of small pieces, nothing too serious.
It's crazy how much room the wood takes up compared to like your
Oh, yeah.
steel and stuff.
Oh yeah, and we do the rumber as well, the
Okay, yeah.
composite material. But just if you've got a trailer, you're not going to use it a lot. This is a great option for you. Holds up to the weather really well.
Mhm.
But if you're going to be putting a lot of tractor equipment on it, it's just not going to last.
Yeah, makes sense. Do you just same thing at other bays down there too?
So from there we start to go into storage. So we'll do wood in the second bay, and we'll usually do a job in here. Like you
Oh, there's
see
one
here.
of the, wow, those things are so wide.
Yep.
Good Lord. 10 foot wide.
So you'll see here, he's actually fitting in all of our outriggers, all of the pull-out outriggers. Hold on, amigo. How you doing? Yeah. So it'd be great, if we could run these in the U.S. without permits, but.
Permit the moment it
definitely
leaves the yard. And these are like special axles too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we run, because we don't run stubby axles on any of the trailers. So if you do a 9-wide trailer, you're going to have 9-wide axles. If you do a 10-wide trailer, you're going to have 10-wide axles.
Wow. Big difference. We made it in the office, and we're looking over spec sheets of similar trailers that I think I need. I might need to go home and do a lot more research myself, but we've got something printed out here we think is going to work, and this is a 50-ton trailer?
A 50-ton or 55-ton, I can build it either way.
Okay. So, looks like I need to go home and do some of my research, make some phone calls to some fellow friends in the industry and see what they think I need for what I'm wanting to do. And you guys can build it to spec. Well, folks, that's a wrap for our tour here at Globe Trailers. We're going to take a quick peek at some of these. We got our spec sheets from Jason in there, and everything is going to be awesome. We're going to see about ordering a trailer first of the year and get in line to get ours for our 389 that's showing up next year, which is heavy spec. I'm super pumped to be getting into this realm of the trucking world, and it should be a good time. Make sure you guys smash that like button, comment down below, and subscribe. What kind of specs would you get? And what do you guys think about Globe Trailers? We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.